Episode 2, The Imprisoned Turnabout. Spooky. Ding-a-ling. Ding-a-ling. Is this Halloween or something? That's a lot of blood. Hey, I know you. What? Cujo? Ruff. So Horace Knightley's been murdered, and there's a dog. Anyway, hello everyone, Triple S back here with some more Ace Attorney, Miles Edgeworth, Investigations, Prosecutor's Path, whatever the order is for the title, I don't know. It's been a while since I've recorded any of this game. In fact, finishing the first case, I have since recorded the entirety of a bunch of Call of Duty games and finished Alice Madness Returns, so it's been quite a while, but I wanted to get back to this because this is, of course, the last Ace Attorney game I have to record. At the moment, we'll see if they port the other games at some point, but let's just carry on with, apparently, Horace Knightley's been murdered, so see how that goes. March 27th, 10:16 AM, Detention Centre, Visitors Room. No one's talking. Oh, he's not coming. He's not coming, sir. How long does he intend to keep us waiting? Now, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to get your cravat. I always thought it was silent T. In a twist. Ethan Rook's murder. 2 days after the incident, we visited the detention centre. Naturally, we were hoping to meet with the defendant, Horace Knightley. His trial was set to begin the next day with me serving as the prosecutor. Still, he is rather late. You there, do you know what's going on? It's certainly strange. I'll try calling him one more time. It's terrible! It's Knightley! He's been murdered! What? What did you say? Murdered? Inside the detention centre? Mr. Edgeworth, let's go check it out. You there, take us to the crime scene, post-haste. Yes, sir. Knightley's not in his cell? I thought he was being held there. What are you doing, sir? This way. I wonder if you could... Any of those pictures at the top? Any people that we recognise? Probably not. Where are you taking us, pal? Through this door is the... Ah, it's the prison. Prison? Then what were the small rooms back there? Those cells we just passed are part of the detention centre. They're used for holding suspects temporarily while they await their trial. What lies ahead is a facility that serves a completely different purpose. This is where criminals who have been declared guilty serve out their sentence, pal. It's the one place a great thief does not want to end up, Kay. I'm opening the door now. Please follow me. Anyone recognise? Probably not. There's no mistaking it. Knightley's dead. Moreover, he was murdered inside the prison walls. How exactly did this happen? March 27th, 10:32 AM, Prison Workroom A. I can't believe something like this would happen to Mr. Knightley. Yes, I can't believe it either. But the scene you see before you is the unmistakable reality. Besides, wasn't Mr. Knightley supposed to be in the detention centre? Indeed, he was. Knightley hadn't had his trial yet. Before a suspect is found guilty, they're detained in the detention centre's holding cells. They only enter the prison after they have received a guilty verdict. Knightley should not have been moved in here. Do you think he passed through those giant doors that we went through earlier, sir? Huge metal doors and a long passageway separate the prison and the detention centre. As a suspect, Knightley wouldn't have been able to pass through. Floor plan struck down in my organiser. What happened to Knightley? In order to solve this mystery, we must first investigate the crime scene. Begin investigation. Prison workroom A. So, the first thing I'm going to look at is this scene that's on him. Horace Knightley, murdered right before his trial. Let me take a closer look. So the sheets. What is this? He's covered with a dirty sheet. There's a rope on top of the sheet. Was Knightley tied up with this rope? Rope data jotted down in my organiser. Let's take a look under the sheet. We might be able to find something. Yikes, this sheet is bright red. These appear to be bloodstains. Bloody sheets. The bloodstains appear to belong to the victim. It has a colourful pattern. Logic added. We still might be able to find something. Let's search this area a little more closely. Apparently we leave and just look at the body in general? Oh, rest of the never suspicious looking like a cardi. I don't know. The game told me to do that, so I don't know. That's weird. I don't know. Anyway, huh? What's this? Mr. Edgeworth has something similar in his office. It's a portable chessboard. It was probably the victim's. Ah, Mr. Knightley enjoyed chess, right? He was probably using it to pass time in the detention centre. God, I can't speak. Detention centre. Chessboard data jotted down my organiser. I do have a bit of a blocked nose, so it's affecting my enunciation of certain letters. Examine the pink glove right there. This is a rubber glove. Yes, there's no mistake, it's a rubber glove. How come there's only one? Let me take a closer look. Oh. Let's zoom and rotate this way and then down some more. Whoa, look at all that, oops, look at all that blood. The fingers of the glove are covered in blood. This glove was dropped after the pool of blood formed. Why is that? If it was on the floor before the pool of blood had formed, the blood would have formed an outline around the glove. Ah, I see. The blood would have only gotten on the edges of the glove. This glove was discarded after it was covered in blood. That must mean the killer left it behind. Indeed, it's highly probable. At the very least, the person who dropped this saw the body. You there! What is it, sir? Do you recognise this glove? Yes, sir. The inmates use these for prison labour. That's odd. Rubber gloves are usually kept in the inmates' rooms. They are strictly regulated, so you can't just take them out. Indeed, there are no signs of any other rubber gloves in the room. Rubber glove data jotted down my organiser. What we got to look at now? Apparently we're looking at the sheet again. Yikes, this sheet is bright red. Really is bright red, sir. These appear to be bloodstains. A rope and a bloody sheet. There might be something else. Yes, let me check this area again in case I overlook something. That didn't do anything! I don't know. Examine the right hand. This one. There's something on his finger. Let's have a closer look. Oh, it looks like an expensive ring. Don't steal it. What? I didn't do anything yet. Is that it? Is it... What? I'm so confused. Wait, what do I have in my logic? I don't have one thing. Where am I supposed to get this other thing? Oh, I missed a bit. Examine the body anywhere that isn't covered in sheet. Oh. Ugh. The blood from his neck has stained his brace bright red. The cause of death was most likely from his neck wound. He probably died instantly. He couldn't even cry out in pain. There are small bumps on his head. Are these bruises? Maybe if he was stabbed in the neck, he fell back and hit his head. I wonder, at this point in time, there are too many unknowns. Okay, do you have your digital camera with you? I'd like the detective to take a photo of the body. Would you let him borrow it? Sure thing. Here, Gummy. Thanks, pal. Alright, I'm taking the picture, sir. Still, he's wearing some awfully dirty clothes. There appears to be dirt stains in several places. Crime scene notes, COD... COD? Cause of death, that's what it means. Haha, I figured it out. Penetrating wound in the neck, died instantly, covered in dirt, there are small bruises on his head. Crime scene notes, Dr. My organizer. He's wearing those clothes even though they're dirty. He's just like me, sir. Detective, I hope you realise that not everyone shares your lack of hygiene. Okay, I'm still lacking one piece of logic here. Wait, what if I leave these stats sheets? Hang on. We won't rest until we've stolen every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Indeed. This is quite a large area to investigate. Press the Y button to switch screens. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Well, I can't, but I'm going to look down because these sheets, I want to have a look at them. There's a whip there. Is that Francisca's? There's some... There we go, finally got it. The guy didn't tell me to do that. At no point did the guy tell me to do that, so I'm glad I figured that out. Stacked sheets, very colourful and stands out in the room. What are they used for? Some colourful sheets, logic added. They're the most eye-catching thing in this room. They don't fit in with the prison. There's a whip placed on top of the sheets. It reminds me of the whip lady. Maybe she left her whip here. Huh, I doubt she'd ever leave her whip behind. Okay, so let's go back to logic then, because finally we do have the two. Bloody sheets and stacked sheets connect. At no point did the guide tell me to look at the sheets. Oh no, it did! Examine the orange sheets, right at the beginning! Examine the orange sheets, cage pulley in the middle of the room. I missed that. Okay. Am I dumb? Okay, the sheets stacked here have a very distinctive pattern. It's the same as the bloodstained sheet. That's right. Okay. Don't steal my lines like that. Hee hee hee. Mr. Edgeworth, you shouldn't get caught off guard like that. I'll never lose my edge as the great thief. I thought she was on hiatus. Bloodstained sheet data jotted down in my organizer. Well, we've collected quite a bit of evidence. Hey, with the three of us here, it's a piece of cake. Right, Gummy? That's right, pal. We're the invincible trio. It's too early to start celebrating. There is still something we haven't found yet. Huh? What haven't we found yet, sir? What is missing from this crime scene? Bloodstains, footprints, the murder weapon. The murder weapon that took the victim's life has not been found yet. Ah, now you mention it, you're absolutely right, sir. Detective, get your act together. Oops, isn't that the most basic of the basics? Ugh, I'm sorry, sir. Don't worry about it, Gummy. I didn't notice it either. That's not much of a consolation. In this prison, dangerous objects that could be used as weapons are strictly regulated. It'd be quite dangerous if the inmates got their hands on them. Obtaining a murder weapon and carrying it around is not an easy task. I see, you have a point. What was the murder weapon? And where did it go? That could be the key to solving this case. Huh? There are visitors here already? Sorry to barge in like this. Is this the crime scene? You're... Huh? You... Aren't you? That piercing gaze, that furrowed brow. It has been a long time. Mr. Shields? Yes, yes, that frilly thing around your neck, and that stiff greeting. There's no doubt about it. Prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Fancy meeting you here. What are you saying, pal? Mr. Edgeworth's not that old man. Detective, it's fine. Oh, it's you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I thought you looked a bit young. Hehehe, you two are so similar. Looks like your Uncle Ray got you two mixed up again. You never change. How many years has it been since we last saw each other? I've already forgotten. Your Uncle Ray has been overseas these past few years. But you know, there's something I still haven't forgotten. About you and your betrayal. I'm getting some bad vibes over here. Do you know this guy, Miss Edgeworth? Allow me to introduce him to you. Raymond Shields, attorney at law. Ace Attorney Ray Shields at your service. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. And Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. Kay Faraday, nice to meet ya. I'm a great thief. But I'm currently on hiatus. Great thief? Well, well, that sounds romantic. How wonderful. Oh, Mr. Shields, you get it right. I'm currently recruiting new members. The registration forms are easy to fill out. That's splendid. Uncle Ray would love to join your little gang. I'm sorry, but we're only accepting bright, cheerful, and energetic girls. I see. That's too bad. Well, how about a hug then? As a sign of affection. No. I guess not. This isn't Europe after all. What does that mean? Mr. Shields, what are you doing here? Oops, that's right. Sorry. Preventing the attorney from investigating the crime scene is the Von Karma way, isn't it? Hey, you've been going on about Von Karma this and Von Karma that. What's your problem, pal?
Hold it.
Detective, restrain yourself. This can't be helped. Huh? Mr. Shields, are you the defense attorney for Horace Knightley? That's right, or should I say, I was his defense attorney. Mr. Shields is a defense attorney. If Knightley had not been murdered, I would have been going up against him in court. I should listen to what he has to say. Okay, talk to Ray. Let's talk to the guy. Defense attorney. Since you received the request to represent the victim, that must mean... Yep, your Uncle Ray was supposed to meet with Knightley Boy. As was I. I had planned to meet with him, but then we heard the report of the dead body. I even brought him a California roll. Mr. Shields, you can't bring food into the detention centre. Ah, is that right? Well then, would you like it? No thanks. Still to think that Prosecutor Edgeworth actually meets with the defendants. All defendants are guilty. Wasn't that the Von Karma way? That is a thing of the past. Is that right? So, you sure you don't want it? I told you I don't want it. The victim. Did you meet with Knightley? We met yesterday. They called me over as soon as Knightley Boy was arrested. He was being quite hostile. Oh yeah, he mentioned you. He talked about how you interfere with his plans. He probably said some nasty things about me. Even if he hates me, I'm fine with it. Man, the two of us had a great time talking about you. Mr. Shields, you also talked about me? I frequent the visitors' room here quite often. It's been a while since I had such a good time. So you're a regular at this prison. Hey now, don't get the wrong idea. I'm not here as an inmate. I'm here to visit an old acquaintance of mine. We usually meet in the visitors' room, but I've also been in here before. Then I should ask him about this room. About this room. This room was where the body was found. Do you know anything about it? Oh, this room, eh? Here's a pop quiz for our prodigy prosecutor. Which of these three is the name of this room? Lecture room, the morgue, entertainment room? None of those. I'm going to go entertainment room. The entertainment room? Wow! Prosecutor Edgeworth sees this place as an entertainment room. And why not? There are plenty of toys here. Well, let's reveal the correct answer. Prosecutor Edgeworth's answer is... wrong. The correct answer is the workroom. See, I knew that, but it wasn't an option. All 3 choices were wrong. I hate it when he does that. The inmates carry out various kinds of prison labour in here. It also serves as a rehab program, allowing them to receive job training in prison. So, how do they monitor this room? Who's in charge of the keys to the entrance? Prosecutor Edgeworth. Even your Uncle Ray doesn't have all the answers. Hey, you there, could you tell us? Yes, sir. This room doesn't use any locks and keys. Instead of locks, the doors are equipped with sensors. What do you mean by that? All the prison inmates are wearing electronic bracelets. When a bracelet passes through the door, it activates the sensor and... an alarm will sound. After a certain amount of time has passed, the bracelet will emit a painful shock. If the bracelets are tampered with, it will emit an electric shock 3 times more powerful. That's terrifying. It's to ensure that the inmates follow the rules, although it seems a bit harsh. That's why whenever an inmate goes through a door, a guard has to accompany them to deactivate the sensor first. And that's that. Did any of the inmates use this workroom today? In the past few days, no one has used this room. I'm sure of it. So not one inmate has entered this room today. Door sensor data jot down my organizer. If that's the case, it raises a contradiction with the crime scene. There is something in this crime scene that should not exist. I will use my powers of deduction and inspect the crime scene again. So we're done talking to him. Let's go check the body again. So we go to the pink glove and we, deduce. Is this spot somehow connected to everything else? Is a hold? Whoa, that was weird. The door sensor. The inmates cannot freely enter this room. Hold on, we're good. As they're wearing bracelets that set off the sensors. According to the guard, it seems that no inmates were scheduled to enter this room today. However, a rubber glove used by the inmates was left in here. That is a direct contradiction. Then who left this rubber glove in here, sir? I don't know. Yet. However, it seems that this rubber glove is connected to our case. Investigation complete! Guard. Aside from the inmates and prison guards, does anyone else have access to this room? Well, this is a prison facility after all. Only inmates and prison guards come here. Mr. Shields. What are you saying? There are others that come in here. Aside from inmates and prison guards, there are certain things that can enter this room. Are you talking about them? But they're... Mr. Shields, what are these things that you speak of? It should be obvious. You came all the way here without seeing one, Prosecutor Edgeworth? Usually you can find them walking around the prison facility. Well, you'll see once you leave this room, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Hey, you're just saying that to get Mr. Edgeworth to leave, pal. What now? Don't you trust me? Mr. Detective, you have a big body but a small mind. What did you say, pal?
Hold it!
Detective Gumshoe. Ugh. Sorry, sir. Come on, follow me. I'll show you what Uncle Ray has been talking about. March 27th, 11:06 AM, prison hallway. This place is a little different from your normal prison. There are more than just the prisoners and guards living here. That monkey should not be let loose like that. Animals? Yep, animals. According to the guard, they introduced animal therapy here several years ago. Each prisoner is assigned one animal. In other words, they receive a pet partner. That seems kind of fun. Plus, learning to take care of their pets is a great qualification to have. Ah, so you mean that workroom? Yep, that's where the prisoners practice taking care of their pets. So then, the thing you mentioned that could enter the crime scene is... right, these animals. That doesn't make sense. Any sense, pal. Why would an animal leave behind a rubber glove? Hee, quite right. But the fact remains that they could have entered the crime scene. Mr. Edgeworth, can you please talk some sense into this man? Mr. Shields, are the animals allowed to go wherever they please? Most of the doors in this prison are fitted with sensors. The sensors not only sound an alarm in response to the prisoner's bracelets, they also respond to the animal's microchip and open the doors for them. There. Microchip? It's like a tiny machine embedded under the animal's skin. All it takes is a simple injection, push, and the microchip is inserted. What? That sounds painful. I've heard it's not that painful. But anyway, since the animals aren't criminals, they are allowed to move around freely. How ironic. The ones with the most freedom in this prison are the animals. Door sensor data updated in my organizer. But still, they can't go out of the prison. The prison's entrance does not have a sensor. Oh! What's that? Is that a bell? What's that? Oh. It's Cujo. What's this? It's a dog? It has a bell on its collar. Was this the sound that we heard earlier? Uh-oh. Miss Edgeworth! Why are you glaring at each other? I mustn't lose. Mr. Edgeworth, you're not good with dogs, are you, sir? I'll tame that dog myself. Here, boy! Here, boy! Oh, he's off. Bye, Cujo. He completely ignored me, sir. Compared to the other animals, there's something different about this one. I'm sensing a great hostility towards me only. Well, now that I've introduced you to the animals... Oops, what's next on the agenda? Of course we question those related to the case, pal. Yes, we should gather information about the state of things when the body was discovered. We'll start with you in that cell. Tell us what you know. I don't like that face. Even if it's just a generic face, I don't like it. He's completely ignoring me, sir. You there. Do you know anything about the incident? Ugh. He's scary. Don't be so cold. Come on. You can talk to us. Or how about an introductory hug? It's time. What was that? Sorry? Was Uncle Ray's joke a little too much? Hello? You got a bear? Exercise time. This man is clearly odd. I need to get some answers from him. Your name is... Me? I'm prisoner number D259. Jailbird. Gotta raise my metabolism. I can't let my muscles rest. Muscles aside, it looks like you've lost a lot of weight. Half of the match is won even before it has begun. Yeah, gotta make the weight limit. Are you entering some kind of tournament? Perhaps as a boxer. Yeah, I'm a former boxer, but exercise is just a hobby of mine. Well then, it sure looks like it's the bear's hobby too. Hee hee! He's hanging on like an apron. So cute. This is Rocky. Of course it is. The polar bear. He's my partner. He's loosened his tongue. Maybe we can try asking him now. Where were you and Rocky at the time of the incident? I don't know anything. I got nothing to say to you. That's for me to decide. Now answer the question. Didn't I just tell you? I know nothing. He has no intention of talking. In that case, you've got no choice but to use that. Yes, if he insists he has nothing to do with this, we'll just have to prove there's a connection. Mr. Elbert, by all means, you will tell us what you know. And here we go, we've got some chess. Right, now let's analyse the situation. A fighting stance, it seems that he has become agitated. I'm going to switch to my mouse. I've decided in future I'm going to switch to my mouse for doing the logic chess stuff because it's easy for me to click things quickly instead of, like, you know, pressing down when I have to go to, like, option C or something. And then also I need to amend my notepad, so it's a pain to switch between mouse and controller when I have to do the notepad to make sure I'm not messing up. So you might have some clicks, and I apologise for that, but here we go. In these circumstances, a direct confrontation would be pointless. When my opponent becomes agitated, I should calmly wait and see. When I see an opening, I will not hold back. Now let's question him about his knowledge of the incident. To start with, I'll ask about his movements today. I'll have to tire him out before the sound of the bell. Logic chess, begin. What did you do today? Can you tell me what you have done today? Answer me! Huh? If you want to fight with me, get into your fighting stance. Oh, wait and see. What? Are you throwing in the towel already? This is not a fist fight. Welcome to the war that is chess. By the way, hasn't all that moving around tired you out? Don't underestimate my stamina. You want to test me? With that body of yours? I ain't tired at all. Well, first off, I held back in my training today and just stayed quietly in my cell. Quietly? Then what's with all that sweat? Buzz off. That's all I've got to say. I'm getting a little tired. You're a well-trained boxer. However, you need more practice in that art of lying. Getting a little tired? That's not possible. You said that you stayed quietly in your cell just a moment ago. Rocky! Looks like this is going to be a tough opponent. Oh, the weight's coming off. This man looks like he's still hiding something. Next, I'll ask him about the time of the incident. I do not need to use fists. My words alone are enough for a KO. Do you recall what you were doing at the time of the incident? Sleeping. Rocky was too. The incident happened just a few moments ago. You look wide awake to me. Muscles strengthen while they're resting. Sleep is important. Well then, I'm sorry to have woken you. Rest is a part of training, right? Oh? So you get it after all? Not bad, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh. Oh? I don't recall ever introducing myself as a prosecutor. How did you know? That's the conversation we had when we first entered this room. Were you by any chance eavesdropping on us? In that case, there's no way you could have been asleep. You lied to us. You got me there. You pack a nice punch. Yeah, I lied about sleeping. So what? I was just exercising in this room. You got a problem with that? Well, I now know he was awake. I should remember this clue. When the incident occurred, did you notice anything unusual about the prison? Huh? Answer the question! What was the situation like at the time of the incident? Sorry, but I got no answers for you. I was asleep then. Rocky was too. Let's try using that clue. Stop telling such an obvious lie. Didn't you admit it earlier? You exercising? Tisk. Looks like I just ate a counter. Your back's against the ropes, and there's no way out. Just confess already. Hey, quiet down a bit. If outsiders like you make a racket, you'll frighten the animals again. Oh, what do you mean by again? You've been persistent, however I'm afraid you're about to hit the mat. You said again just now. Did something happen earlier? To frighten the animals? Ah! Damn it! How could I have gotten sucker punched like that? Yeah. There was this great scream back then. It startled the animals. Dang, I would never have lost in a real ring. Huh. Checkmate. We won! Logic chess complete. I believe this proves that you do know something about the case. Damn. Okay, I'll talk. You did it, Miss Edgeworth. Don't lose focus, Kay. The real game has just begun. Let's just stop for a moment. Uncle Ray's got one important thing to say. It must be fate that has brought us together after all these years. I have received the opportunity to observe your skills carefully, and I'll be giving you a detailed report to that person about how much you've grown. Who is that person? You didn't know? The truth is, this doesn't concern Kay. She doesn't need to know. Whoa there! You scared me. Don't get so worked up. You can do what you like. It doesn't matter to me. How you have been leading your life ever since you were tainted by the Von Karma way, I'm sure that person will be interested. I feel that it's my duty to report it to him. I'll expose your mistakes here. I won't let you disappoint him any further. Miss Edgeworth, just what are you guys talking about? Don't concern yourself with it. Our only opponent now is Elbird. Well then, let's hear it. What do you know about the case? You're gonna be sorry. About the incidents. Recreation time ended around 10 AM. I returned to this room and went straight to my training. Just as I counted to 2, I heard a voice shout out, "Ah, I've been stabbed!" It sounded like someone in pain, calling out for help. But I couldn't do anything since I was locked up in my cell, so I went back to my training. That's odd. You really weren't bothered by that shout. Even if I was, there was nothing I could do. Look out for number 1 before you look out for others. That's the basic rule in prison. Indeed, even if you wanted to take a look, he'd still be locked in his cell. Is all that training equipment yours? You seem to have quite a collection. I get them from the supplier. Supplier? You can get just about anything if you put in an order. It's our secret shop. That's quite convenient. So if Uncle Ray wanted a cute girl, in that case, you should order a book on how to give testimony. Because I'm going to knock you down for the count in one hit. You're gonna KO me? Stop kidding around. Hey, don't ignore your Uncle Ray. Shut up, dude. I'm going to knock him down in one hit, because there's only one thing you gotta do. So, blah. Just as I counted to 2, we present the crime scene notes. He died instantly, so how could anyone shout? Mr. Elbird, can you hear my voice clearly? Why you mocking me? The victim received a fatal blow to the throat, which means he couldn't possibly have screamed. So why did you hear a non-existent scream? There should have been a scream. There should have been one. Dang it! I ought to rip that smug look off your face. Yeah, you're right. I never heard a scream. The one who heard it was the guy in the next cell. The next cell? Ugh, the next cell. Oh, what's up? Yeah, I heard the scream. Recreation time had just ended. It happened after we returned to our cells. So then, I tell that guy, I heard a great scream. Can you describe that scream for me? Sure, I never told that guy about the contents of the scream, though. Hi! Someone, come quickly! A man's been... Something like that. So it wasn't the victim, but rather it was the first person to discover the body who screamed. I see. That solves that mystery. So there was nothing wrong with Mr. Elber's testimony. Is that really true, or is there still a problem with Elber's testimony? There is a problem, there is no problem. There's a problem. No, in this case, a new problem has presented itself. Mr. Elbert, why did you not hear the scream? It's odd that he didn't hear the scream, sir. Hey you, why didn't you hear the scream, pal? Ah! Hi! You guys, do you suspect me? I was shut up in this stupid cell the whole time. How could I have killed someone in the workroom? That would be impossible, wouldn't it? Yeah, none of us could have killed him. If we could have killed him, we would have already killed you guys by now. Hi! You guys don't think you're going to get out of this prison alive? I nearly forgot, despite being locked inside cages, these guys are still dangerous criminals. Heh, looks like we got ourselves in a pretty bad situation here. What can I do? I can't talk to them in these circumstances. Hello, that's new. Who was that? Please be silent. What? Who are you? Can't you see we're busy here? Silence is golden. What the? Now your hands. You shall remain silent while under the judgment of the law. You should be thankful. You get to live your life without the need of money. You are to receive the blessings of the goddess of law. Guard, if you would please. Congratulations, you get to spend the night in the disciplinary room. Huh? That's... No! Not there! Anywhere but there! Accept this wonderful blessing. Let your heart be reborn, cast away your sins. Stop it! No! At least you get to keep Rocky. Oh, goddess of law, give this man your blessings. I thank thee. You are... My name is Justin Courtney. I am privileged to be a judge, an emissary of the strength of the law. A judge, you say? Why are you here? Prosecutor Edgeworth, I came to meet with you personally. I conveyed the will of the Prosecutorial Investigation Committee. That is my appointed task. Prosecutorial Investigation Committee? The PIC? What's that? Do not use that name so lightly. Those are the sacred words of the Goddess of Law. Since little Kay doesn't know, Uncle Ray will explain it for her. The PIC, the PIC, is an assembly comprised of 11 members. Their job is to check if prosecutors are doing their jobs properly. If I'm not mistaken, its members are elected from politicians and those of the legal profession. So I take it you are one of those members. Indeed, I'm thankful they judged me worthy of such a task. I too am thankful that I was able to meet you here. How about a hug of thankfulness? The Prosecutorial Investigation Committee also shares deep ties with the Bar Association. Hey, I was just kidding. You don't need to make such a scary face. So your job is to find bad prosecutors and punish them? Well said. May you be blessed by the goddess of law. Our job is to remove problematic prosecutors from their cases. And so those people not fit to be prosecutors will be stripped of their prosecutor's badge. What business does this whatchamacallit committee have with Miss Edgeworth, pal? We're in the middle of an investigation here.
Objection!
This guy. Wow, you're thick. Seriously, how thick-headed can you be? And just who do you think you are, pal? Me, I'm a prosecutor. Sebastian the Best is my name. Haven't you heard of me? At the prosecutor's office, everyone calls me the best. Oh, I'm so beloved there. I've never heard of you. Hey you, Mr. Flatfoot. You've heard of me, right? This is the first time, pal. Oh well, it can't be helped. There's no way someone who's so thick on the intake could have good ears. Don't you mean slow on the uptake? I suppose it's only natural as Sebastian only became a prosecutor last month. He's just a rookie prosecutor. Right, the best rookie prosecutor in the office. What are your plans to be? Mr. Edgeworth, I'm here to clean up the mess you made. What do you mean? The PIC intends to have me replaced. That much is clear. Mr. the Best, I know what you're trying to say. However, I have not been informed of this. Your Honour, I would like an explanation. Very well, this judgment has been passed under the name of the Goddess of Law. The incident at the President's welcoming event and the murder of Horace Knightley, the Prosecutorial Investigation Committee has decreed that you will be taken off this case. And Sebastian has been appointed to take over the case. That is all. What? You can't just take him off the case like that, pal. Your Honour, I thought I asked for an explanation. The judgment is guilty. The Goddess of Law's verdict is absolute. I've done nothing to warrant being taken off this case. You don't remember? Very well, in that case, I shall remind you of your past crimes. You boarded the President's plane, which protected by extraterritorial rights. And then, of all things, you ordered a search of the President's personnel. A single mistake could have sparked an international incident. You crossed the line as a prosecutor. You gravely overstepped your authority. I'll admit my actions may have gone against the rules. However, if I had not taken that risk, I'm certain the truth would never have been found. I've never considered my actions as a mistake. So you're saying that as long as the ends justify the means, it's alright to ignore the rules. That is an extremely dangerous way of thinking. No one is above the rules. That is the spirit of law. I'm sorry, but I cannot accept your way of thinking. I see. That's a shame. Even so, the gavel must slam down at the conclusion of a trial. Even if you, or the defense attorney, or the suspect do not consent to the verdict. All you can do is accept the blessings of the Goddess of Law. Or will you fight it, and risk losing your badge? She means to take my badge if I don't obey. Ah, that's too bad. It seems you understand. Now then, guards, please proceed. Hold it right there! Hey, what are you doing? Aren't you supposed to be on our side? You should listen to the new prosecutor in charge. I don't want to work for you, pal. But isn't that the job of a flatfoot? We're at an overwhelming disadvantage here. It's useless to resist any longer. Detective Gumshoe, you are now under Mr. the Best's authority. But that's... Your Honour? Yes, what is it? This does not mean I have accepted your decision. We will meet again. Certainly. I look forward to that day. Let's go, Kay. Yeah. Wait, Don't forget, I'll be reporting today's events to that person. To be continued! I really thought this might have ended quite soon because we finished doing everything with talking to JL Bird and his testimony, but then 20 minutes of chatting. God damn, this game can be so long. I mean, the first two episodes are like almost an hour and a half each. God almighty. But anyway, that was the first part of the Imprisoned turnabout, and we've met one of the major characters who's trying to replace us, Sebastian de Best. So that's going to be fun dealing with him for the rest of the goddamn game. And then the judge who doesn't like us, Courtney something or other, whatever her name is. But who murdered Horace Knightley and how? And that dog is somehow involved. So we'll see how that all goes down next time and in the rest of this case. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.